What's up, Twitch? Hi. And without further ado,
What's good? You are tuning in to Homeroom with Smooth. Class is now in session.
all right. So this is Homeroom with Smooth episode number 133. Okay, so anyway, how y'all doing today? I got me Shar, I got me Frankie, and yeah. How y'all doing?
I am all right.
You just using pictures of people not here, huh?
Oh yeah. I own their likeness in perpetuity. What you said? You said you don't care, and you said switch it up every night. Like we talked last time.
I ain't
We
read those
talked the last
pictures.
time. It's like, oh, okay. Next time I won't use her, and then I'll use you for the next one. So you'll be on one. You'll be on the one, the Juneteenth one. You'll be on the Juneteenth one, the one we recorded after.
I gotta get you a new video.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a new video. So you're comfortable and you're happy with it. Yeah. Oh, I'm having a good fucking day, man.
I see. We see.
So why do people care about prom so much? Because I know, first of all, I didn't even go to my prom.
I didn't want to go. I just went because my parents and friends are like, "Oh, you regret it if you don't go." So that's why I went.
I was prom champion. I went to prom 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade. So, and then I think a year after too. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, popular.
Not really. People just wanted me to go to prom with them.
Popular.
I wasn't even popular. I lucked out. I had a senior girlfriend my 10th and 11th grade year.
Oh, okay. Oh, you had a senior. Oh, so you were switching them out. You was like, oh, I need another one.
Not really. Like, she had left, and then she's like, we weren't talking anymore. And then some other girl was like, oh, hey. So I think it was Maria Espinoza for my was it when I was
that's the government.
Right, you remember the whole day.
Yesenia Gallardo when I was a junior, and then I went with was it Naomi Garcia my senior year?
What?
and then after high school, I went with Emma Templeton. So.
Oh man. So yeah, the one time I did go to prom, it was in my freshman year of college. Actually, I went with the girl, this girl that I talked to while I was in the 10th grade. It was funny. We just stayed cool, and then she asked me to go to prom with her, and I was like, yeah, we had a good time. It was a blast. It was lovely. But I was on my holier than thou kick. So I did nothing with her. I did no drinking. I did nothing crazy. I did nothing crazy, which is so funny. Like after that, like you fast forward like maybe like 3 months, and I just I'm terrible. I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna do drugs, and I'm gonna like go crazy.
Holier than thou.
I don't remember my prom. I really do. I don't remember my prom. I just remember me and my girls went, and none of us had prom dates. And then we went to IHOP when we left, and then we got a hotel room and spent the night.
Well, you should have invited me. I don't want to prom with you. But, you're too busy being a jerk and stuck up, saying,
Right. Fuck with us, bro.
I didn't know you then.
No, I wasn't stuck up. I was extremely shy. Extremely.
Nice.
So if any guys were interested in asking me, it would have went way over my head. I was goody two shoes back then.
Hey, who the hell got a bomb? Did y'all hear that beep 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 beep? That sounded
Yeah,
like
we
a
heard it.
bomb.
I heard it.
Oh, we can't even hear dude, bro. We can't even hear you on your mic, Frankie.
Yeah,
Nah,
we can't hear you.
yeah, we can't hear nothing, bro. He out here like a mime. Nah, nothing,
As soon as
my
that beeping
brother.
noise went off, we couldn't hear
Yeah,
you.
that's what it was. As soon as it went boop, 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 it said you out of here, man. It cut my boy
Yeah,
off.
no. I was
There
a
you go.
goody two shoes. I didn't really have a boyfriend in high school. I mean, I had
Mhm.
like, little crushes or whatever, and little crushes to write me notes and stuff. But like, I didn't really have a boyfriend or anything like until after I graduated. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
So Shar saying she pulled a me and got to college and got to Wallen.
Actually, no. So when I went to college, freshman year, I was an extreme party girl, freshman and sophomore year, and then I got in a relationship sophomore year. So I was in a relationship for the rest of college. I
So
didn't
you had
wild
1
out
year of
college.
Wallen.
Now after I graduated, it's a different story because I moved
She went
to
back to
DC.
Wyland.
Mhm.
So she
But,
wild
You heard
turned
the
it off,
streets
turned it back
calling.
on.
I didn't wild at all freshman and sophomore year. I'm telling you, I was literally your goody two shoes. Like I was the girl who did the whole, remember the little promise ring ceremony at church? Like I
Mhm.
vowed to stay a virgin till marriage. I was that kid.
Jeez. Oh my God. Ah. Ah.
Yeah. I was that kid. I was
Ah.
that kid.
Yeah, my church knew they couldn't do that. My church knew they
Oh.
couldn't do that. Folks were fucking.
So I didn't really, yeah. My wild out years didn't come till like 25. So
Okay, so look, let's get into the bread and butter
yeah.
of this. Okay, without further ado, listen, y'all. So look at Exhibit A. Okay, we have Exhibit A of why people are mad. You can't make this stuff up, as he said. The comment section is triggered by little LeBron's date when it's Kamala Harris, Gabori Sidibe. I don't know what that is. Judge Kenyatta Brown Jackson. It's all
Ketanji
love.
Brown Jackson.
Can what?
Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Ketanji Brown Jackson. I've never heard her name pronounced. All I heard was Judge Jackson.
Okay.
So Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Ketanji Brown Jackson. Okay.
You sound like the white people that were questioning her in the Senate now.
Bro, look, you know when you put some shit together, man, I'm not even gonna say it anyway.
Ketanji. It's Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Ketanji Brown Jackson. All right, cool.
Go.
Got it. But no swirl love for 17-year-old Bronny James. LOL. You can't make this stuff up.
So look at the comments. We gotta read those comments.
Okay, so listen. Imagine your mama being a black queen and you take your daddy's hidden side piece to prom. Wow. Whoa. Wow. Wow.
What a word.
I know Savannah's pissed. Now after y'all read the hateful comments, please tell me one bad thing Bronny James has ever said about black women, because y'all always use that as an excuse for why you bash black men that y'all see with white women, but y'all never have the same energy when it's a black woman with a white man. Now, Bronny, you followed all your dad's steps except one.
Lord of Jesus.
Over to you, Dr. Jamar Johnson. Dr. Umar Johnson.
I'm already triggered.
And then this girl said, I knew he would take a white girl. Like,
I'm pissed off. I am pissed off.
I'm gonna let y'all go, then I'll go. I'll let y'all go.
You should let me go last because I'm gonna go on a whole fucking rant.
Well,
but I will say this though. I will say this. He goes to fucking school in Chatsworth.
I was just getting ready to say that. Oh, I was just getting ready to say that.
So being as a person who's familiar, because I also went to school in fucking Chatsworth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Ooh.
literally,
First man.
I live 10 minutes away from where Bronny goes to school.
Oh damn.
So since you kicked it off, I want to start from there. All
Mhm.
right. So oftentimes, now I'm gonna start off with this, and then I'm gonna let y'all know I think this is all stupid. That's the whole point of what I'm about to say. But
Okay, go ahead.
starting with what Frankie said, people like will literally judge a book by its cover, and they have very little.
I love it. I love it.
Look, that was
Shar's talking. Zoom in on zoom in on myself. Yeah.
I messed up so much. Go ahead.
They
Sean.
have very little information, very little details. Like they don't even know what they're talking about. Let's start with what Frankie just said. If you know anything about where this boy, he's a boy, he's not a man yet, he's a boy.
Young
He's
man.
underage.
We'll call him a young man.
Okay. This young man, where he lives, his school is like 70% white. Okay. You take a 70%.
85.
Oh, my bad. 85% white. Okay. Now, we already know that as a rich kid with rich parents, you're more than likely going to be in environments where there's not many other people that look like you. Okay. So you take this black young man and you place him in a school with 85% women. Is he just not supposed to date at all if there's not a woman that looks like him? To add to that, who cares if he's attracted to a white woman? Who cares if that's his preference? Why is it such a crime for him to take a white girl to prom? To add to that, why are you all dragging a minor over a prom date and his choices? I'm not understanding that. That's what's really getting me. You're really dragging somebody's child on the internet and calling him all kinds of names and honestly, from some of the comments I've seen, the comments you read were very nice compared to some of the ones I've seen. And then to add to it, I don't understand why. First of all, I thought we were in 2022, so this is not 1950 where like you obviously could not date the other race for obvious reasons. Now that we're a diverse people and we've progressed a little bit, now that we can date whoever we want and marry whoever we want and love whoever we want, all of a sudden it's, oh, you're a seller, and oh, we knew you were gonna go down this path. And I lost my train of thought because I'm so angry right now. But my overall point is stupid. Cut this young man some slack. And
he doesn't need slack.
And if he decides to marry her, what does that have to do with you? Like I really don't understand. You can also
diluting the race.
You can also support and be about your race and date outside of your race. Now, do we know people who literally hate their own skin and bash others? Yes, we know those types. But there's nothing this young man has said to hint towards that. Not a thing, not one thing. He has literally just popped up with a picture, obviously living his best life, his best prom life. First of all, I think the girl is beautiful. She's beautiful. She has a beautiful dress. They make her cute. Me.
She's cute little girl.
Yeah. So I had another thought, and I can't think right now. I'm sure Frankie would probably touch on it.
Okay, cool. So before Frankie goes, okay, I'm finna just come with the hot take. They would have been happier to see him with another boy.
As long as he was black.
Yeah. They would have been happy to see him with another boy, honestly. Which is crazy. And then my question with because it's mostly I'm seeing this the disdain, the heavy disdain coming from mostly black women. There are the black men that are there, but they're like saying things like from what I've seen, they're saying like, Dr. Umar Johnson, or they're telling them, like, some of them are like, yeah, go ahead and get your snow bunny phase through. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all had that phase. Like, I read that I said, bro, you wildin'. Buddy is wildin'. He called it a snow bunny phase. I said, bruh. But
Yeah.
but to be more serious and direct here, like, I don't understand why love just isn't love. Why can't you just love whoever you want to love? Why can't you just take out whoever you want to take out on a date? It is a date. It is prom. It is prom. It is one night that does not matter in your entire life. Okay, guess what? It's only the highlight of your life when you have nothing else to look forward to. Okay, he has a lot to look forward to. He's going to the NBA. He's going to college. He's going to play basketball. He's going to make millions just like his father did. He has a lot of things to look forward to. This is just a blip. This is a period. It's not even a period. It don't even matter. It's a comma. You can stop to take a breath if you want to. Like, it don't matter. Okay? It don't matter.
Wait.
And it's not going to matter.
Even if it's not a period, who the fuck cares? Like,
it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter. And for Bronny, he can take whoever he wants to take to the date. I want to tell all the kids out there, you can take whoever you want to the prom. Okay, you could take, honestly, a stuffed animal for all I care. It's your prom. You do whatever you want to. Okay, like, honestly, you do whatever you want to. You can go furry style. You can go with your significant other, whether they be male or female, whatever. Like, you can do whatever you want to do, whatever makes you feel good. Okay, whatever makes you feel good, because that is where we're at as a society. I'm not going to criticize you. Okay, in the back of my head, I might scratch a little bit, but that's about it. But at the end of the day, love is love, y'all. Let these kids be in love. And all right, I'm going to yield the floor to Frankie to let him go ahead and go off. I know he's ready.
So, triggering on multiple things. So, first of all, I know Shar didn't mean it this way, but it's something stuck out to me because they're like, cut the kid some slack. He doesn't need any slack because he didn't fucking do anything wrong. So,
well, no. People, so when wait.
I know what you meant.
When I say the expression cut them some slack, I mean leave him alone is what I mean when I say.
Yeah, no, I know, but and I said I know what you meant. I was specifying because he didn't do anything wrong, so they just need, like you said, leave him the fuck alone. So we could go into the area. We could go and whatever he wants to do. So I'll base it back. He goes to school. He met some people. We don't even know they're going out. They could be just fucking friends. He could take anybody he wants to the prom. Just because he has white friends doesn't mean he's a fucking bad person. Second of all, this is actually it's sad that I went through this in fucking 2003 or in 2000s, and then we all saw the movie and what Smooth hit on, because he said it's mostly black women. So does everybody remember the movie Save the Last Dance?
Yeah. Oh, that's one of my favorite movies.
That movie fire.
Yeah. So remember when the sister got mad at Julia Stiles and said the same damn thing. You're taking all the good people and blah blah blah, like that too. You're taking
all the good black men. That's what she said.
So that's what this goes to, and I'm like, well, if you want a better person, then you want to be better than yourself. So if you're trying to push freaking your failures on someone else, and if a person's not attracted to you for whatever reason, it's one, their loss, or two, look in the mirror and see why they're not attracted to you. But like we hit it, but there's a bunch of different reasons, X, Y, and Z of why he went with this girl, and every reason is fine. Because like I said, he lives freaking in Brentwood. He freaking drives down all the way down to freaking Sierra Canyon High School. So and these are his friends at school. And the thing is, if you go to Sierra Canyon High School, like Shar said, there's not many black people there. There are white people, and there are some Hispanics and some black people. And it usually, fortunately, which is the case, most minorities there, they're there on a school scholarship for sports. And guess what? Their biggest sport is baseball, so it's mostly more white people. So and it goes but it goes down to what we were saying, because we know people who won't date outside the race for whatever reason, and it's almost like a reverse Hitler, because they get mad because they're diluting the race, they're doing everything like that. And what Char said, you could go out with whoever you want and still stand up for yourself. Because guess what? If this person wants to be with you, or even if they're your friend, that means they respect what you represent and what you do, and it's a freaking ally. Because I know it was one of the things people said when we first did this podcast, and they said we have to stop trusting freaking white people, and it's like, why? Because there's people that care and there's people that don't care, and it goes all over the place. And I hate the fact that if someone hangs out with a white person, or someone dates a white person, or someone gets money, it's a strike against our own community, and it's bullshit. And it's like, and you're making an excuse, and it goes down this freaking rabbit hole over and over and over and over again. And like, I'll say it again, a lot of people, they don't know that I'm fucking mixed. So it's like, yeah, my mom's black, my dad's fucking white. And so it doesn't matter. And I think so, and people did the same thing to my mom. They're like, why are you with the white guy? And they got mad at her about that. But it's like, but then she had me, and it's like, you can't freaking tell.
Yeah.
And my mom is one of the biggest advocates for Black rights, Black youth rights, progression, teaching, and everything too. So just because she happened to marry a white person doesn't mean she just turned her back on the whole African American race.
Facts.
And I'm tired for people saying that, oh, well, this is the problem. And the thing is like, no, Bronny's not the problem. You're the problem. If you want to go rip this kid, because guess what? Because now, and it's gonna happen, because say Bronny marries this girl, right? And now he wants to, and people were like, oh, they want Bronny to get back to his community. Why the fuck isn't he get back to the people that just ripped him right now for dating a girl? See, even if he doesn't date this girl and he goes with someone else like that too, and he goes with anybody else, why doesn't he get back to these impoverished communities when they drug him through the mud, kicked him over the head, and made him feel like the devil because he went to prom and posted it on Instagram?
Facts.
And so therefore we do that, and guess what? And then we lose Bronny. And then people are like, oh, what did you do for the community? It's like, no, what did the community do for him? And I'm not saying pay him or do whatever like that, but it's like support him. And don't just support him because he could dribble a ball and make a basket. Support him for just support him from being him, because he's not doing anything wrong. He's not doing anything illegal.
Right.
Exactly.
Those exact same people, you know what they'll do? They will freaking they will support people like Young Thug and Gunna. They'll be like, oh my God, free them. We need to support them. We need to show them all the love and care in the world. And I hope they get out, and I hope they don't, and I hope they just should give them bail. They didn't mean anything. They killed people. They shot children. Like, but Bronny's the problem. Like,
because
y'all got more smoke for somebody that went on a prom date? No,
because it's a public eye, and they think it weakens a disposition that it's so false. It's like it's pathetic. And we want people, and it's like, and it goes down to this, and this is just one thing, because it's not just Bronny and him being a kid, it's the infighting that we have that keeps us from making any progress in anything. And this fucking highlights it, because it's like, oh, so instead of saying, oh, we could do this, or hey, it's great, and we're bringing more people into the fold to be seen as freaking people, we're like, oh, how dare he betray us? And it's like, really?
Yeah.
And then with Black people, I'm gonna say this. Look, okay, we are whatever percentage of the population we are, 10 to 12%, right? Maybe 14 at the high end of the U.S. population. Okay. Do you honestly think right now? Because a lot of people have this mindset, this militant mindset. Oh, we're gonna go to war with white people. Bam! It's like 5 to 1. It's 6 to 1. Like, there's a lot. Like, you really want a race? No, you don't. You don't want that. You don't want that. You're not even about that. Like, stop it. Just stop it. Full stop. Just stop it. Correct that hate in your heart. Okay. You got all this hate and all this energy for people that technically have not done anything to you.
Yeah.
They technically have not done anything to you.
Ain't no technically they haven't.
Yeah, they haven't. Now, are there some that are like, are there some people that are absolutely terrible? Yes. There's some people that are absolutely terrible. They've shown it. They still carry that energy. That's cool. We know who they are. You can see it. You can see it coming a mile away. However, we can't just blanket statement just start hating people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even telling you got to be the best of friends with them. I'm just telling you to not hate them just for existing. And don't hate nobody for being over there with them and hanging out with them, making babies with them. Like, it is what it is. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It does not hurt us at all. It does not hurt the whole grand scheme of things. And it's such a small level issue when we have so many bigger problems. We have much bigger problems than who somebody sleeping with at night.
Yep.
I don't care. I don't care. I'm not even in your house. I'm not even your neighbor. What do I care for?
Because people rather focus on that than deal with the real problems, because dealing with real problems is actually hard. And literally that's what it comes down to, because it's hard to actually deal with your problems. And people are like, I don't want to deal with my problems. So they're like, oh, let me go drag someone else through the mud and ignore the real problem. Because that's the thing. Because the more time they spend shitting on somebody that has no, because and this is the thing. At the end of the day, everybody. Okay, I can't say everybody. 98% of the people who comment on his post does not even affect them. Does not even, whatever Bronny does not affect them at all. So, and if you're mad at your situation, instead of, going and scoring on his post and choosing violence, why don't you just work on yourself and make yourself better? Make yourself more marketable. Go make a difference in the neighborhood. Go fix the community. Instead of targeting a 17-year-old kid and then and like I said, and anybody else, because for a time it was Ice Cube, Ice-T, sorry. For a time it was Ice-T, because people that they were getting on him, and all these other interracial couples for no freaking reason.
Childish Gambino.
So
that was a big one.
Yeah, but it's like for what reason? It's like, what are they? How does that hurt you?
You can't help us because you chose to sleep with a white woman. Shut your dumb ass up.
Yeah. So they went as far as pulling up LeBron James' old prom
I got you. I'm right on cue. I was waiting for you to say it. I was waiting for you to say it. Look at that.
You might have to make that bigger.
Oh yeah, man! I got my whole Discord open in here. Y'all need to see who I'm talking to. There we go.
Yeah.
Like father, like son.
Yeah, and it's like. But did you see what it said though? It said he chose to ignore. Like, scroll down really fast.
Yeah.
Receive backlash from Twitter, ignoring black girls and choosing a white girl as the prom date. It's like,
what?
The line, it says he trended and received backlash on Black Twitter for ignoring black girls and choosing. Like, who said he did that? We don't know shit. What if he asked a black girl and the black girl said no?
Shit up. They just making shit up. I swear, they just making shit up. They literally making shit up.
Oh, that's crazy. What?
Because they have all the details. They know exactly what's going on. Yeah. Okay.
See, and this is why, like, I have a Twitter. I'm hardly ever on it, because I tell you, like, when I go on Twitter, that means I woke up and chose violence.
Yeah, I don't use Twitter.
I love Twitter.
No, when I look at Twitter, that means I woke up and I chose violence.
Yeah, a lot of these people are miserable. Wow.
Child,
wow.
They got too much time on their hands. Too much. Go find a hobby.
Yeah, go find a hobby.
They don't even need a hobby. Just go fix your community, and then first go fix yourself, then go fix your damn community, because that obviously there's something wrong with you and your environment. That's all I have to say on that one, because it's bullshit. And maybe I'm a little triggered because I've been dealing with it for freaking over half my life.
Do you want to open up about that, or?
Oh no, I mean that it's because unfortunately. I say it all the time. A lot of times, because a lot of people they see me, and like I said, half white, they don't know it. but I don't typically act like your typical black person, and so I'm whitewashed, I'm whatever. So they talk shit about that, and they ostracize me for that. And so then it goes, and so this is me talking. If you ostracize me, why the fuck do I want to help you out?
Yeah.
And that's literally what happens. And but then they make the excuse. It's like, oh, you're half white. That explains a lot. I'm like, no, it doesn't. Because guess what? For the longest time, it was just my mom and I. So no white male figure influence in the house. It was my mom and I. So and the thing is, that's how my mother raised me. Because it's and she instilled, unfortunately, we have to work twice as hard to get half as far. So she instilled me in proper vernacular, and she set a set of values in me that resonated with me and made sense to me. So that's why I don't use certain words. That's why I don't talk a certain way. And that's why, and I'll say, and if you look at me from high school, I went through my dress transformations too. So I dressed urban, and now I dress the way I dress now. And even growing up until now, I go through different dress phases too. So, and I think that's nothing to do with you trying to fit in. It's what feels comfortable to me. Yeah. But so then it's like, so in high school, and that's the thing. And I played sports too. I was on the varsity team. I was doing well too, but I was still ostracized based upon who I was hanging out with, who I dated or did not date, what words I said or did not say, and why don't I talk black? And the thing is, you get it from both sides, because the white people are asking me, why don't I talk black? Black people are saying, this guy's fucking whitewashed.
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, I'm just being me. Yeah. And that's what I said. So I went to prom both times. So like I said, Maria Espinosa. Luckily, I found somehow she wanted to date me, right, too? So guess what? Talked bad about that by the Hispanics and the black people.
Oh my gosh.
Because the black people were like, oh, because the little black cross section that we had in my school were mad because I didn't hang out with them. But it's like, why would I hang out with you when you guys talk shit about me the whole time?
Right.
Exactly.
You know, and then that goes on that too. My senior year, I wasn't, that's the thing, I wasn't dating anybody. So I took my at the time my best friend, and it's like, why? And it's like, how do we get along? It's because we took the bus every day, and we lived near each other. And that's the thing. So they thought, we're dating her, and they're mad about that. And you're like, what? And it's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But then it was the same people, because when I got a car, so when I got my car, and it's like, oh, hey, let's freaking drive, let's drive to school. Oh, give me a ride. I'm like, no. Oh, that's fucked up.
Why would I give you a ride?
No, and it's exactly. It's like, why am I going to get back to you after you gave me 3 years of fucking hell?
Right.
Shit is that? And it's like, oh, why are you giving her a ride? Because like every day we hung out and talked on the bus, taking 2 buses. And she actually freaking knows me, and she's on my way home.
And also none of your damn business, shit.
Yeah. Well, no, but it's like, but people they don't want to understand that. They don't want to understand is that when you fuck with someone a lot, they're gonna cut off whatever too. And now now when I have something valuable for you, now you want to say, oh, I'm invited to the cookout.
Right.
And
right.
Like, and it's like, nah, guess what? I don't want to go. Oh, why don't you want to go? That's fucked up. It's like, really? It's like, did you just miss the last, like I said, it was high school. Did you miss the last 2-3 years?
So I have a question. Question. So was there, and this is directly for Alan, was there ever a point in your life where you felt like, I want to word this correctly, because your black classmates were so mean to you, did you feel like you weren't accepted in your community, and did you kind of like distance yourself from them altogether? And then if you did, when did you start, like, because obviously we're all black, we're on a podcast together. When did you start finding your community within the black community?
Honestly, like I said, so there was times where I've definitely distanced myself, and it wasn't even distance myself. I was just I'm just there. I think that's part of the reason why I kind of have like thick skin. So because like I say, like in the beginning, there was times where I wanted to fit in, because I'm like, oh, because for me, I went to school in Granada Hills originally. So because I went to and that's the thing, and I was always in a magnet school, and then I went to Chatsworth I was in the humanities program. So there was a couple of black people here or there that I kind of clicked with because we were all like in the same boat. So I know there's a woman, Andrea, and actually it's funny because I have a funny story with that one, with her, but not like that because it happened because we kind of bonded over that, in general. And and then there was Ebony as well too. So it seemed like it was always I clicked better with Black females just because and it was only the ones that were like, hey, we're here for a reason. Like, so if like we got into Chatsworth in the humanities program, or we're in the magnet for a freaking reason. So we're here to, so like outside perceptions, they don't mean much. So I've always bonded with them in general. But even like with Black guys, honestly, like I know there was this little dude, and since I wasn't Black enough, and we're on the football team together, and he was always trying to punk me and fight me, and I kind of just left it alone until I remember one day I just finally fucking swung on him, and I think his name was like Timothy. And then after that, he was like, all right, like it's like we're kind of cool now. But even after that, I really didn't hang out with him. So, and that's the thing, like even on the football team, even on the basketball team, I was like, okay, we're teammates, we're doing this or whatever. But after that, I kind of just went and did my own thing. Community wise, when I finally saw some like people, I would say the big one is probably my family, because half my family likes me, half my family doesn't. So, and that's pretty much, so I kind of learned how to deal with that, just because like my mom's kind of like the black sheep of the family, and I think it's mostly because and there's some correlations, because my mom is the only one that went interracial, and my mom's the most successful person in my family.
Gotcha.
And so they try to make excuses for that, and it's funny because like, oh, like it's because of this person helped you, and it's like, no, like my mom worked her ass off, and my mom had the help of my grandmother. But it was like, so especially like me growing up like that till like high school, there was really no man helping her with anything. So I could literally say I went to more college classes as a kid than I did as an adult, because my mom took me to all her college classes, because my mom had me when she was 17.
Wow.
So, and I was sitting in, so I went, so I am a mama's boy. So, and my mom had plenty of jobs. So umpire, bus driver, all this like that too. So and that's the thing. So, and I think that's where also, to pick it back, also found my community, because I found out if I'm myself and we were going everywhere, I would find people that would accept me for me. And I think that's the biggest thing I learned from my mom. Because, and that's there's times where my mom, she dresses all super awesome. There's times where my mom dresses all hood, because my mom, she's the queen of sweats and a baggy sweater, and people treat her a different way. But she's also a teacher, so she's the queen of sundresses and wild hats too. And they're both her, and she's an umpire and everything like that too. And people like her. So that's what. So going to like all the different parks, when I was going with her, the bus driver, going to different college places. She was like a park director too, and summer camp. I found people that always liked me. So I mostly look for people who accept me for me, and it really didn't matter what their race was. And eventually, more black people kind of came. My cousin, he kind of went through a similar boat, but kind of reverse, because he was, I guess, for lack of a better term, he was more urban. And then when he started saying, "Hey, I want to better myself," his friends kind of kicked him out of their group, and they tried to blame it on, "Oh, money changed you." And it's like, no, my priorities changed because I need to get better with my life. So, and that's where I go, where my cousin kind of helped me with that one too. And then, through things, I met Smooth. We also had our friend McNeely. So, and we kind of met through her, and the same thing. It's like when you're just yourself, you kind of just gravitate towards people. And I think that's the big thing, where how I kind of stopped looking to belong, and I just belonged.
Yeah,
so,
I love that.
Yeah, so that's like the big the roundabout story of it, because eventually when you belong, you'll find people, and if you don't, you don't. And that's why, like, especially now, me being the only black person in the room doesn't bother me, because I went to my friend's wedding in November, and it was hilarious too, because my best friend Nick, his I guess now his future father-in-law, came up to me, and he cracked a joke too, because he knows how I was and everything, and because they were dancing, and he's like, must be killing you with all these people with like no rhythm, and we just started laughing. But the fact, it was awesome, because that's the thing, because I'm being me, and it was like the first time I met him too. But he's heard about me too through Nick and his fiance, and the family like that too. And he saw me, so he's comfortable enough so he's like, hey, I can make this joke and not worry about offending you, and and having a sense of humor. And it's like so like we just clicked. And then after that, like even after that, like his mom, they came and like, oh yeah, come over and everything, and they were happy. And it's just and it's just people belonging.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I just wanted to I know we're about to end, but I just want to say one thing. It won't take long, I promise. The reason I asked that is because I never fit in either, for lots of reasons. One, when we moved to Memphis, I was light skinned and I had curly hair. And apparently, you think you're better than people when you're light skinned with curly hair.
Oh, trust me, I know that too.
Then I also talked white because at that time I had a New Jersey accent. So they were like, "Who is this weird kid in Memphis with a New Jersey accent?" And then the kids were just jealous. So there were a lot of different angles coming at me, and so I didn't know who to trust. And so I shut down. Like I stopped talking to the kids in my class completely for years.
Yeah.
And I didn't really feel like I was fitting in until we transferred high schools my junior year. Went to a different school district, and that's where I really started fitting in. But after I graduated high school, after going through all of that trauma, I told myself the same thing. I'm just going to be myself, and I'm going to fit in. And so I went to college, and I knew everybody. I was friends with everybody. I had a ball because I decided, like you said, there was a line you said, I fit in when I stopped trying to fit in. That's real. That is a good line that you dropped.
Yeah,
so
that was a bar.
I'm just curious. That's why I asked you. I was just curious.
Oh no, and I get it, and I said and I can say it's definitely hard and I guess because it was weird for me too, because in elementary school I had and I think and it like something hit me because I went to a private elementary school, and it's funny, I fit in more there because I was the only Black non-Jewish person. That's how I felt, because everybody there was like, it seemed to happen to be Jewish, and because the only reason that I got into the school is because my mom was a bus driver for the school. But everybody had money, everybody up the wazoo. So I literally should not have been going to the school, but I knew the Pochets. My mom knew the Pochets. They let me in. They said, "Oh, here you go." And it's funny. So I fit in more there than I went in middle school. Because then for middle school, I actually went to a public school, and I wasn't like in like the magnet program. And then in high school, it was kind of like the same thing too. And that's where I think in high school, that's where I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna try to fit in and be, I guess for lack of a better term, be with my kin, because that's when I started noticing more and more. It's like people, they'll see me, and then they're like, oh hey, like can't talk to you because you're the jock or whatever. Like because that's when I feel high school, you really start learning about social classes. And that's why I really believe racism's not really about race. It's about appearance, but it's mostly due to fact because appearance is an easy way, or pretty much now your race is an easy way to quickly identify a social class, because people like being with their own social classes, and people want to feel powerful. So if they could make you stay in your social class, that's what they want to do.
Yeah, that's right.
And high school is the same way. It's like, okay, the jocks are going to be the jocks, and so they want to do something, so they want to keep anybody else down to keep them out of their realm. And that's when I kind of learned that. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go fit in with my social class, because people, they saw me and they automatically assumed like, oh, he's Black, he's tall, he plays basketball. So it's like, so people, they weren't going to talk to me because based on what I was. So I couldn't really fit in with them. So I'm like, okay, let me go with the people who look like me. Well, they didn't want to fuck with me.
Right.
But back to before we go, Andrea Tresmont. So I guess you could say it's my first Black awakening experience, because 10th grade, and we're, for some reason, because in 9th grade, because we're both on the same program, but we're always in different classes too. So I was always the only Black person in all my classes until PE. She was the same thing. 10th grade, somehow we ended up being in the same English class together. So we actually had a teacher, Miss MacArthur. And I remember we were saying something, but she was trying to say that Andrea was acting trashy. And like I took offense to it. And she did the same thing, because we're like, what the fuck? Because it was kind of what she was doing, but it's like, hey, you're Black, you're trashy. And Andrea took offense to it, and she actually said something about it. And then MacArthur, she's like, no, I'm not saying, because she's like, oh, it's like, why are you calling me trash? And that's what Andrea said. And Miss MacArthur's like, no, she's like, I didn't say you're trash. You're acting like trash. There's a difference. And I was like, oh, damn. So I'm like, why are you acting like a bitch? And I just said it. And she's like, excuse me? And I'm like, why are you acting like a bitch? And she's like, did you just call me a bitch? I'm like, no, I'm saying you're acting like a bitch. There's a difference. And everybody was like, oh shit, because and I'm like, no. So I remember she ended up sending me out, and I said it. I'm like, no, like you're trying to treat someone else, and I told her, I'm like, you wouldn't say that to anybody else, and I'm like, you're smart enough to know that connotation of what it meant, because as soon as she questioned you, you should have said, oh crap, that did not come out the way I meant to say it. I'm saying I believe you can act better than this. You had so many ways to even try to do that, but you doubled down. So then I'm like, then I tripled down. But I think that was like the first one, and then with her and I were like, yeah, like we need to stick together too, and that's how I kind of came into the other relationship of, hey, I'm gonna be myself. Andrew was be yourself too, and that's how we kind of clicked, and then we found Ebony and everything too. Later, because I know Ebony, she wasn't in the humanities program, but we found her outside too, because it's like, hey, this is what we're trying to do.
Facts.
So right. Go ahead, Smooth. Go ahead.
All right, y'all. So listen, I'm not gonna bore you guys with my life story. If you guys want that, we'll do that on a totally different episode. This has been episode 133 of the Homeroom Smooth podcast. Thank y'all for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe, and all that other good stuff.
Oh yeah, and hang out with whoever you want to hang out with.
Facts.